Hello, my dear listeners. Welcome back to Soma Talks. Today, as usual, we will explore the deep connection between body and mind. Again, I'm Agatha, as you already know, and I'm really happy to guide you through today's topic, which I find very useful, at times very simple but very profound. This is meditation. When people hear the word meditation, some get mixed feelings. Maybe you've tried it and it felt like you were doing it wrong because your mind just couldn't get silent, it couldn't stop. You would keep wandering in your thoughts and you would only end up frustrated and impatient. This is how I felt while starting meditation. I really struggled with that, but then I came to reflection that it's okay. Because the secret of meditation is that it's not about stopping your thoughts, it's about observing them, without trying to control them, without expecting anything. So today we will explore what meditation really is, where it comes from, why it matters, what different forms meditation can take. Also, I will share with you some tips, as usual, how to meditate. Maybe it can help you return to your peace anytime you try meditation. If it sounds good for you, let's start. Firstly, what is meditation? We could say that meditation is the practice of present moment awareness. It's about coming back to presence. It's not necessarily about quieting the mind, but about changing your relationship to your thoughts. It's mostly about observing and accepting. From the more theoretical background, meditation, jhana, is the seventh limb of yoga. It comes after building ethics with yama and niyama, body discipline, asanas, breath control, pranayama, sensory withdrawal, pratyahara, and concentration, dharana. So there are 8 limbs of yoga, according to Patanjali, and meditation is one of them. It proves that yoga assigns a very crucial meaning to meditation. It makes it something essential in order to keep balance and to be present. Think of meditation this way, as a part of your mental hygiene, something that you should apply in your everyday life in order to keep your mind clean. At this point, let me share with you an anecdote from my meditation class, where our teacher told us that we should treat meditation as brushing your teeth, because it's also about hygiene, just referring to mind in case of meditation. It's something that you do automatically without even thinking if it's the right thing to do, how you should do that. You just do that. So it's an automatic process. It helps you stay within the discipline and within the routine. And it's something that you do shortly in the morning and in the evening. Of course, this depends on your personal preference, because some people prefer to do longer meditation, for example, in the evening, or to start their day with a longer meditation. We will talk about it more in the next parts of this episode. Anyways, let's think. If meditation is awareness, why is it so hard to sit still and to be in that process of meditating? We know it can be difficult to just observe. We know we can get impatient and frustrated. It's a long process. That's exactly why we practice it. That's exactly why we need some kind of discipline and routine to implement meditation in our everyday life. And this is the reason why meditation has been present in the history of human beings for so long. Note that meditation is a very long tradition in humanity, because it dates back over 5,000 years. The earliest documented practices come from the Indus Valley civilization, modern-day India and Pakistan, where some old images were found showing seated meditation postures. So it proves that meditation could have been a part of daily life of those civilizations. Meditation also appears in Hindu Vedas as early rituals and introspective techniques. Also in Buddhism, implemented by Buddha, who made meditation central to the path of liberation. Also, meditation is a part of Taoism or Christian mysticism, Sufism, and so many others. Coming back to Buddha himself, he said, meditate. Do not delay, lest you later regret it. He taught that meditation, called vipassana, was the path to seeing reality very clearly, ending suffering, and finding liberation. In the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, as I said, meditation is the seventh limb. So jhana, sustained, uninterrupted meditation that leads to samadhi. Since this notion comes from Yoga Sutras, it originates from Sanskrit language, where it means spiritual absorption or enlightenment. I mention all these things to highlight that meditation has been an essential part of humanity throughout the last centuries. But remember that meditation isn't one size fits all, because it's been shaped by culture, religion, science, the current context, and human experience across millennia. What matters most is finding a practice that helps you connect with stillness, with truth, and with balance, because the aim of meditation is to find peace and to be present and to be connected with yourself. Since we already shifted our attention towards the reasons behind starting meditation, let's delve more into the question, why to meditate? To outline it briefly at the beginning, there are mixed scientific benefits as reduction of anxiety and cortisol levels in our brain. Also, meditation boosts focus, memory, and emotional regulation as a result. It improves sleep and even pain tolerance. It deepens, of course, self-understanding, self-awareness, and it can shift how we respond and how we react to the situations that happen to us. To be more precise, we can split the benefits of meditation into 6 major categories. Firstly, mental clarity and focus. So meditation rewires your brain. Studies show that regular meditation can literally shrink the amygdala. To put it simple, it's your fear and deep emotions center in the brain. Then meditation strengthens the prefrontal cortex, decision-making, focus, and self-control center of your brain. Overall, it improves attention span, working memory, and it can even reduce the so-called brain fog. The second category worth mentioning is stress relief and emotional regulation. Meditation reduces cortisol levels, the stress hormone. It activates the parasympathetic nervous system, your body's rest and digest mode that we mentioned previously. And it's the opposite of fight or flight response. So it helps you stay more present while reacting to what is happening. It creates space between the trigger and your response. The third category of benefits of meditation refers to emotional intelligence and compassion. Practices like metta, which is a loving kindness meditation, increases empathy and forgiveness. You become more patient, less reactive, more present in relationships. Meditation helps you become less identified with all the negative self-talk and all the thoughts appearing in your mind. It also reduces your inner criticism and self-sabotage patterns. The fourth pillar of benefits lies within better sleep and rest. Meditation can help calm the racing thoughts that can interfere with your sleep and cause you insomnia. Techniques like body scanning or breath awareness prepare the nervous system for rest. So it's really good to meditate before sleep for this reason. Even 10 minutes before bed can actually reduce insomnia. The fifth category is spiritual grounding, inner peace, so everything that happens internally. Because in many traditions, meditation is a gateway to awakening. It's not just stress relief, but it's also discovery of your true nature that is beyond roles, ego, identity, and just the reality that is surrounding you. Meditation is taking a step within, taking a look at what is happening within you. Whether you are more spiritual or less, it can create a sense of coming home to yourself, regardless of any concepts, of any views and any ideas. For example, Eckhart Tolle said once, "You are not your thoughts, you are awareness behind them." This quote is with me every day probably because it's super easy to lose control and to be overwhelmed with emotions. But once you come back to the awareness that you are not these thoughts, you are not these emotions, you actually regain the peace that you lost. And it's also a key guideline for meditation to observe something beneath everything that is happening in your mind. A list of advantages of meditation, in my opinion, wouldn't be full, wouldn't be complete if we didn't mention resilience and inner strength, especially in the modern world. And meditation helps you meet this reality with calm. So many athletes, many CEOs, many artists use meditation to ground under pressure, just to stay focused during chaos and just keep perspective on what is happening within without being overwhelmed. So meditation really trains your nervous system to stay more stable, more resilient. For example, maybe you know Kobe Bryant. He meditated daily. He said it gave him a calm edge and clarity on the court. Nowadays we are bombarded with distractions, with news, with social media, with noise, with everything that is happening in big cities and in our relationships and so on and so on. And it's really easy to feel overwhelmed. So meditation could be your antidote to this chaos, to maybe digital burnout and mental overload. It's a return to your inner space without any screen, without any noise, just presence. For example, Naval Ravikant said once, meditation is a way to train your mind not to suffer. Okay, so I hope that now we know that meditation is good for us. But there's more than one way to meditate. Let's explore a few paths that you can try and you can check what works best for you. I will offer you 4 major styles of meditation that I recommend. Firstly, mindfulness. It's heavily linked to breath usually or sensation awareness. It aims at simply being present and noticing and observing without any judgment. It's great for stress relief. So in mindfulness, I recommend you also to use some YouTube guided meditations, or if you prefer to do it without any sound, it's also good to sit down and notice firstly all the noise that you can hear, then notice how your body feels at the given moment, then notice your thoughts and just try to observe, be mindful. Second type is called metta. It's loving kindness meditation. It's about fostering these warm feelings within you, sending goodwill to yourself and to others as well. It's also nice to hug yourself or to put your hands on your chest. It's beautiful for healing and your emotional growth. So if you struggle with it at the given moment, you could always try the metta meditation. Next, we have mantra meditation or sound meditation. It's about using sound, chanting mantras during meditating, repeating some phrases. A very popular one is Soham, I am. So it boosts your presence and your focus on the present moment. It's about focusing through repetition. Mantras have a lot of benefits that they deserve a separate episode. But if you are interested in knowing more, of course, let me know. And also, I recommend you to go to some classes. Very often at yoga classes, there is the mantra chanting part where you can learn more how it works and you can also learn some basic mantras. The 4th technique of meditation that I would recommend is just body scanning. So you move attention through each part of your body. You can either sit down or you can lay down. It's very grounding. So if you struggle with anxiety, with insomnia, with overload of thoughts, you could try this one. There are a lot of guided meditations referring to body scan on YouTube that you could use. Or you can just use your attention to focus on each part of your body during meditation. It's really good to try a few styles of meditation and see what works best for you. Think of this process like getting to know your mind. And also, I only mentioned 4 main techniques and practices that work for me, but it doesn't mean that it's all, because there are so many others and some of them can be very intuitive. So Just do whatever feels the best and whatever makes you the most peaceful afterwards. Great, it's time for my tips. What I usually do is I establish a fixed place for meditation at home. So I like to meditate on my mat in my room or on the terrace in the nature. It's really good also to listen to the sounds of nature, so the birds, or go to the forest. So try to feel the aliveness of nature around you. What I usually do is also setting an alarm after some time so that I don't need to control the time on my own. So my mind is less busy, it's less occupied with such thoughts. And I try to make meditation my ritual, something that I do automatically without even thinking if it's good or if I want to do it or if I don't. Again, I will mention the anecdote of brushing your teeth. 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening, without considering whether you want to do that or not. It's just a part of your daily ritual. I use breath as a guideline, so sometimes I do mantras, I do chanting, but I usually use breath as the base of my meditation. It really helps me stop wandering in my thoughts, and it helps me observe how breath works and how I inhale and exhale automatically. Another tip is using mudras, especially Dhyana mudra. This is a hand gesture. It deepens concentration and promotes inner peace and spiritual clarity. It is believed that Dhyana mudra enhances mindfulness and awareness. I also encourage you to check some mudras that maybe will work for you. I usually close my eyes and I try to feel safe. My hands rest gently on my knees. I just try to let go all the control in my mind. I inhale through the nose and I exhale through the nose as well. One more time. Inhalation, exhalation. It helps my body begin to settle. I bring my attention to breath also. So I try to notice it. I try to accept that the thoughts come up to my mind. I accept that my mind thinks, because this is a thinking machine. And if I notice that I've wandered somewhere that I didn't want to be, I simply return to the breath without judging. I just think that returning during meditation is the practice itself. You might notice some sounds or feelings in the body or emotions. I try to just greet them very gently and remember that I'm not my thoughts, but I'm just someone noticing them. Now a short recap of what we explored today. We talked about what meditation is. It's a practice of present moment awareness and the seventh limb of yoga, dhyana. It's like mental hygiene, so clearing the clutter of your mind to be more present and to see clearly. Then we talked about its origins, where meditation comes from. Its roots are found in ancient India, appearing in Hinduism, also Buddhism, Taoism, and others. Buddha called it the path to liberation. Today, science also validates its power to reshape the brain, to rewire the brain, and improve our overall well-being. Then we talked about the reasons why meditation matters. So from reducing stress and anxiety to boosting focus, compassion, emotional resilience, meditation just helps us live with more clarity, calm, and connection. And it's not just spiritual practice, it's deeply practical. Remember that so that you can keep being more motivated to make it your daily routine. There are many types of meditation that we went through today as well. We looked at mindfulness, loving kindness meditation, mantra chanting, and body scan practices. Each one of them offers a doorway inward. It helps you reconnect within. So there is no right style. It's just about finding what resonates with you the most. At the end, I shared with you some tips to begin and to meditate on a daily basis. So I usually create a simple ritual using nature or just a quiet corner at home. I use Dhyana mudra. I recommend you checking more mudras because such hand gestures could be very supportive in your practice. They can deepen your focus, spiritual stillness, and it's also a way of anchoring within my meditation process. The key points of today are that meditation is not about perfection, it's about presence, acceptance, and observation. I really encourage you to start a regular practice. Even 2 minutes, up to 5 minutes a day is already very powerful. Try 3 minutes a day of meditation for the next 5 days and then see if it helped you or not. You can also let me know what are the results. You can text me on Somatalk's Instagram, and I would really love to hear your experience, what you struggled with and what you found as very practical and helpful. This is all for today. Again, thank you for being here. I hope that you get inspired. I honestly hope that you will take something out from this episode for yourself, and maybe I encouraged you somehow to start the daily practice of meditation, because it's only 2-3 minutes and it already has a lot of impact on your life. Check it out. Let me know if it works for you. Thanks for being here. Until next time. Somatalks, Agata Daras.